Hi, my name is Maggie Case. I am one of the school nutrition specialists with Colorado Charter School Institute. And I just wanted to put this training together for you guys, especially the new schools who haven't done inventory yet. This might be really helpful for you, as well as the schools who have done inventory. It might just be a good refresher. So I'll run pretty quickly through this. If you guys have additional questions, just call me or email me or text me and I can answer them for you. This is a requirement from CDE, so the Colorado Department of Education. They did their audit of us a couple years ago, and they have relayed that we need to have our schools who prepare food conduct an inventory. So that is, we're having you guys do this to fill that requirement that they told us about. All right, so let's get started. Table of contents. So I'm going to first go over why should we do inventory. Two, I'll go over must-haves and requirements. Then I'll show you guys some examples of inventory so you can get a good idea of it. I can show you guys how to do a Shamrock export. So if you are ordering your food from Shamrock, this can just be an easy way to get a list of all of the stuff that you have ordered and on stock. So you could start your inventory from that list. When, so how often do you need to do it? Inventory turnover rate is another thing that's required with this, which we'll go over more in a little bit. Additional tips, and then just my contact information if you need to reach out, and if you have any questions. So why do we do inventory? So inventory is really important. It can let you know if you're ordering too much of something, what needs to be ordered. It ensures employees are following first in, first out. So that just essentially means that they're putting the product that is going to expire first in front, and then everything that's newly delivered in back of that product. And then it can help you compare pricing with previous invoices to see if maybe you can save money there. And studies have shown that restaurants who take a regular inventory save 24% more money annually. So must-haves. So there's two components that you must have when you're doing inventory. You have to have an inventory sheet and then an inventory turnover rate. This is in an Excel form, which I will send you guys in an email, so you will have that. And then the inventory sheet, you guys can really do what you want with that. So we have our own form. We have our, like the CSI form that I made that you guys can use. You can use your own like pen and paper, or if you want to make your own Excel, feel free to do that. You can export one from Shamrock as well, and I'll go over how to do that. But all of the inventory, so when you're doing an inventory sheet, it has to have some required components. So it doesn't really matter how you do it, but it does need to have these things. So it needs to have an item name. And it's important that you're counting all of your food, chemicals, and paper goods. You need to count by case amount. So do you have 1/4 of a case, or 3/4 of a case left, or maybe 2.5? Just try to count by 0.25 increments. You need to have the price per case on there. So that's where that Shamrock export might come in handy. If you don't do the Shamrock export, then you'll have to look this information up. Indication if it's a USDA commodity, so just checking or highlighting or some kind of indication that you're saying this product is a USDA commodity. And then total inventory value on hand. So that's just going to be taking your total number of cases times by the price per case, and then adding up all of that. So that's just the total amount of inventory that you have on hand. And I can walk you guys through that a little bit more. Inventory turnover rate. So that's that Excel that I'll send you guys, and we'll walk through that. So inventory sheet examples. This is the inventory sheet that I created. If you guys would like to use it, notice that it has all of the required components on it. So it's fine if you want to do your own, you're welcome to use this one. And this is the Shamrock export that I was referencing earlier, which is nice. I just added these columns on the end. But it comes with all of these columns, and you can see that you have the price per case on here too, which is nice. So either one of these is fine, or if you want to make your own, it just needs to have all those required components in the last slide. Okay, how to export inventory list from Shamrock. I just wrote down step-by-step instructions on how you guys can do this. It's pretty simple. You'll log into Shamrock Orders. There's a looking glass. After you log in, you'll see this looking glass on the top right. You'll click on that. And then on the next page, you'll see order guides by list. You'll hit order history, and then you could choose 6 months of history. And that would pull everything that you've ordered recently. And then on the gray button, so here, after you do click this order history, you do the last 6 months, you'll see this gray button, and you can click that and it'll export it into an Excel for you. And then, like I said, it'll have your case prices, but make sure you add the other required components to this list. So when must you do inventory? We are just requiring you guys do it twice a year. Again, as I said earlier, this is just for production record or for production kitchens. So if you prepare your own breakfasts and lunch, then you must do inventory. It must be done twice a year. So we require it before you guys go on winter break, so in December. And then we also require you guys do it again before school is over, so in May. If you guys are doing summer feeding, which a lot of you aren't, I think Pinnacle is one school that did, you guys would do another inventory before the beginning of school. But most of you all are just going to be doing one in December before winter break and then May before summer break. Okay, inventory turnover rate. So this is that second required component that you need to do inventory. This is just going to measure your inventory efficiency. And it just is the number of times a month that the inventory is utilized. A normal inventory turnover rate is 2 to 3 times per month. So it could be too high where, sorry, I'll just read what this says because I'll confuse myself. So it can be used to determine if the operation is holding too much inventory. For example, if the turnover rate was 0.5, this would be considered low. The business has too much money in inventory. So the inventory is only turning over 0.5 times per month, which means there's just too much of it on hand. And having a lot of inventory on hand can lead to spoilage, high capital costs, increased storage space requirements, and other costs. So this is just kind of to help you guys see, okay, how much are we actually turning over our inventory? So I will send this Excel sheet out to you guys, so you will have it. You'll be starting I probably should change this to December, but you'll be filling out this January column. And you just need these 3 components to enter into this Excel. So you need the food cost. That's going to be your total food and chemical purchases for the month. So you might have to go back and just see how much did I spend this month. So for December. Number of days served. So number of days served in December, you would put that right here. Total inventory inventory value on hand. And that's back to, you should have that on your inventory sheet where you're adding up so you're getting the price per case. You're timesing it by the number of cases that you have, and then you're adding up all those numbers. So you get a total number of dollars that you have on hand. And so you'll just enter that in for December, and then you'll do it again in May. And then it should calculate all these so the blue highlighted portions are the only ones that you need to enter. These other ones should automatically calculate for you. Okay, some additional tips. Always practice mise en place, so everything in its place. I think that's French, like a French term that they use in kitchens. But that just might make it easier to count everything on hand if you know where it is and everything is organized. You can try grouping items on the inventory sheet by location. So just maybe doing dry storage first, then the freezer, then the fridge. Again, try to leave room in the back for storage. So when you're getting new product, you can follow that first in, first out and put it behind the older product. You can consider putting labels on the shelves to find items more quickly. And then again, if you're ordering from Shamrock, it might be easier just to export that list so that you have something to start off of. Okay, guys, any questions you have on inventory, you can text me, call me, email me. You will get a certificate of completion from this course. I think it'll probably be about worth 15 minutes of training. I might throw in a quiz, so that's worth a little bit longer. But yeah, just please let me know if you have any questions. December inventory will be due before you go on winter break, and same with May inventory. It's going to be due before you leave for summer break. So yeah, all right, thanks. Bye.